Starseeds, wow, what an amazing timeline we're in. Everybody is feeling it, but many don't maybe know what's going on. Okay, so about 4,000 years ago, when I came in here last, I was challenged with the light that I am. I'm Aries. So you look at that first and you go, ooh, okay, do I have to filter and process that? The answer is yes, one does. Because without love, unconditional love in the foundation, it's going to be very difficult to take remembrances of things maybe one may never have had before. And this is the timeline of the great heart convergence and coherence. A step in the Hermetic direction is to understand the calling to remember where the difference was, where we weren't coherent in the heart. And the houses had to be busted wide open across the whole astrological chain to go ahead and bring in this new timeline where we're accepting of ourselves, this new transition. One of the first things that had to be done is we had to look at the shadow. We had to go deep in there, and we had to go deep within inside. Now in 1992, I was popped to source and realigned. So I've been running a dolphin alignment with source, nice and easy through on purpose. There was an intention to be able to meet with and journey with star seeds to refine through refiner's fire to bring in the new at a time where we were getting a dry rehearsal run on what the future of this next year will be. Well, many of you have been suffering. Many of you have been feeling that pinch and that pain as the energies are challenging the heart all the way through the body and then the mind and then the spirit. That's a mind-body-spirit complex. And those are the aspects of neutrality that we're needing to look at to see where the toxifications, where the indifferences, where the many aspects of that are not ourselves are being now challenged. And so you're feeling it because they're connected to you. Well, you've got a dry run right now, okay? This was the time where you would want to go into creating and then be able to take a step back before next year, because next year is full on, okay? By the time we get to next year, the divergence aspects are going to be taking place, where this bifurcation of whether we were going to be in heart coherence or whether we were going to return to an old world. So you see the peeling of mentalism split just by the very nature of that aspect, or the very essentia. We're going to use a new term for the term, we're going to PC the word nature right now in the timeline, because that term actually represents an earlier, much more potent term called essentia, or essentia. Yeah, ESSENTIA, essentia. That is actually the Latin root for the term natural bioorganic, okay? And so we're going to get back to the essentia, and the census inside this needs to come into coherence, so that when the heart structures finally do their lotus expansion here coming up, because there's been so much pushing it down, we're doing that release now. And calling all the toxicities out is really important, because who doesn't benefit from knowing if they were entrapped, right? So we're going to move out of that and then bring ourselves into the peace of God that passes all understanding, that keeps our heart and our mind and our spirit with the Christ in the center channel. Okay, so all those that just spent hours sitting in a pew to listen to somebody, I just gave you your gold today, okay? This is in you. So do you see that you've been, like, if this is your perfect coherence and you can see clearly, do you see that you're not wiggling out anymore? No, there's the facing. And in the facing, we want to actually come to terms and grips with our deep essential self, okay? Essentia. Yes, right. Okay, so on today, on God's day, the day of the all source, all within, and without, out there, but in here first and then the out. We don't do the out and try to bring it to the in. Do the other reverse one. So yeah, here we are, we're reversing the model, and it's been a long time. It was last time I came in here. Really, we were probably on our way to coherence, but at the same time, because of the choice points that many made in fear, it actually pulled consciousness into the problem. And so now we get the great leveling. Yeah, we get the great leveling. The idea was that we had to face the early parts of the initiate's journey, which is always going to be in the call to remember, to face shadow. Well, shadow work has been, it's so funny, I did the shadow work in 92, so I had already done that, and I didn't forget about it. No, it took so much in me to be able to process that and keep the light within in the center knowing. Yeah, it's a trust, it's a faith. Well, it's also a thing that when sources gotcha, in the heart, it creates a new GPS coordinate for you to go on the run. Okay, so it's new energies, new you. Yeah, you've never done you before, not like this. Not like this coming in. So on today, this is just a little quick soul attribute. I also want to take the time to let you know about some of the resources that are available to human souls right now. If you haven't put together cosmology and astrology matching the spiritual other entity information or knowledge points, you're going backwards. We want you to actually move in that direction first. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to a place where we can actually receive, through friendship of source love family, that information to come in to make the micro adjustments in our life that we need to make, so that we're standing strong and tall and doing a great job for one another, but more than that, that your emotional spirit complex is actually brought back in and together in you. Okay, so 12 signs, 13 signs, and then all of them being viewed all around the horn, so that you get to the point you realize, oh, that's just me. Okay, and so is that in order? Is that in coherence? And now yes, the answer is yes, it is in coherence now. The actuality to seeing that manifest in the world today is getting stronger and stronger as we move into the great source alignment. Yeah, you guys are finally on the path. You and I met finally in the timeline where that truth is a reality now. And so, well done. Good job, everybody. I know it's taken a lot. There's tears, and there's many bruisings that had to be loved again and warmed up and healed to make whole. So good job. And then also today we're going to start off on our new feeding. Yeah. What you decided this very moment right here, and the footing that you decide to step out on, is now purely yours. And so you're welcome. And thank you all around the world to the spirit light that moved through humanity to be able to bring this all together in a time such as this. All right, you're with GP3. This is a Sunday soul searching, a little bit of a soul pop. Please like and subscribe and follow. That's how this whole thing happens, but it's all being set up, so we don't even really have to push hard anymore. Yeah, the breaks have been made. Love you. Have a great weekend, everybody.